that affects mothers and daughters, fathers and sons, sisters and brothers, and even grandparents. We're talking about the opioid addiction that is ripping apart families and just taking lives every day.
And that is why Dan Cross is here with us today. He is the CEO of Advanced Recovery. And Dan, you're also the Senior Director of Substance Abuse, Services for Creoaks Behavioral Health Services. And we want to start with some alarming facts, such as how big is this problem?
Well, the problem is really quite large. It's estimated that 245,000 Oklahomans abuse prescription pain medications, and that doesn't include heroin. So what that translates to is 65,000 here in Oklahoma County. That's enormous.
Wow.
But what makes that even worse is that opioid or opiate addiction is the most powerful addiction. Now, meth, it's worse on the brain and it's worse on the body, but the opiate addiction is the toughest to actually break.
Okay, so how does it usually start? Does it start with you actually get prescribed maybe something, an OxyContin, a hydrocodone, and it just...
Someone usually gets prescribed that, and then someone may get it out of your cabinet or whatever. So we have those, turn your prescription in programs in the communities. But it starts with pills, but what's happened is that we've made a dramatic impact on the number of pills that are available on the streets. So now they have to go somewhere else.
And that's where the heroin comes in.
Which is obviously can be exponentially more dangerous too.
Exactly.
Now we want to talk about OxyContin in particular.
Yeah.
And that seems to be one of the biggest. Tell us about that.
Well, when OxyContin hit the streets, it literally hit the streets by storm. There was a huge marketing campaign, and somewhere around 2010, 2011, what we saw was the effect of the legislative controls on supply dropped the sales in half. And as you see on the graphic there's a dramatic 1 year drop to less than half. And on the right side of the screen, you see what the street price of OxyContin did. It literally went from 50 cents a milligram to $2.50 a milligram, a five-fold increase in 1 year.
Oh my gosh! And hence that turns people to heroin, or
they had no choice.
Yeah.
Literally, we did nothing about treatment or prevention, and so we slashed the supply effectively. I've got nothing against that, but we did nothing to prevent people from getting in there or to treatment.
And that leads me to, what does Advanced Recovery do?
Well, we're an outpatient facility that specializes in opiate addiction, and we take people. We can skip detox. We go directly to outpatient medication-assisted treatment and evidence-based best clinical practice.
Yeah, you mentioned medicine-based treatment. What are some of the things that you're seeing working? What are you seeing progress with?
Well, we actually use methadone there at that clinic. We'll be using buprenorphine drugs in the future. But one of the things is that Suboxone, or the buprenorphine is the generic form of it, it reaches a plateau of about 32 milligrams. And many of the addictions are higher than that. And so as a result, it fails to manage the withdrawal symptoms and cravings. The other factor is that much of the Suboxone that's prescribed out there is done in a doctor's office, not in a program setting, where they're getting the counseling and the clinical accountability, the drug testing, that sort of thing.
So it needs to be more than
Yes,
just that.
Exactly.
Right.
So you guys are trying to fill that gap that needs to be, they did it's kind of the cause and effect, and you guys are trying to fill that gap of what needs to be done.
Exactly. And that's the magic formula that gets the best results. So we feel like we're making a difference, in the community.
Yeah, well, it is much needed. Advanced Recovery, where is it? 4901 South Pennsylvania Avenue. The phone number is 605-4005. Website is advancedrecovery.co. Facebook, Advanced Recovery. They have Twitter as well as Advanced Recovery. If you or someone you know may need this, here are all the ways to get in touch with them.
And Dan, thank you so much for being here today. We really applaud your efforts and all the dedicated professionals there at Advanced Recovery.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Dan.
so much.